I am the spectacular Susman, Rick Susman. You are watching the Read Pile. But first and foremost, we have a female co-host!
I'm Elle. It is April 24th, and here's comic news you can use.
Well, before we get to the comic news, we have show news. This week's show is being brought to you by King Bone Press and their new comic, Banthology Volume 2. You can find it on Comixology, or you can go to kingbonepress.com and they'll actually send you a copy, as long as you pay for it. And it is good news this week. We are celebrating Batman's 75th anniversary, and I think DC has something for us. Elle?
Well, if you go to YouTube, you will find Darwin Cook. He does have a Batman short that you can check out. I'm hoping maybe Aquaman shows up.
More DC news as they continue their small screen dominance over Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. They have, of course, Arrow, which has now gone stratospheric, and soon Flash, potentially Suicide Squad, Gotham, which should be on Fox when it debuts, Constantine. DC Comics is doing a lot on the little box that we call love.
It's Elle again, and it's time for some comic book reviews. I'm going to start with Harley Quinn from Amanda Conner and Jimmy Palmiotti. It was amazing. The duo brought back the Harley Quinn that I fell in love with back when Paul Dini created her, and it was awesome. She went back right to her silly ways, funny antics, and the love of those animals. That's what I fell in love with, and they brought her back. Unfortunately, with Suicide Squad, she was just too on her own, too tough. But I am glad that she is back. Definitely want to pick that up, read it, check it out. And of course, we have, oh my god, Locke Key. I have to say, it was a wonderful ride. A good way to compare it would be the Lost series. Yeah, you got a lot of mysteries. What's going on? What are those keys for? Where is this going? It was amazing all the way up until 5, and then you have 6. 6, oh my. Well, unfortunately, it was a lot like the Lost series. That Lost series, well, you had a lot of hopes. You had a lot of dreams. You thought there was going to be something amazing. I think we have too many writers nowadays. Well, they have to have that gut-wrenching ending where they just punch you in the stomach, rip your heart out, and throw you on the ground like you meant nothing. But you just got an ending. You just got a plain ending, a very simple ending. Yeah, you accepted it, and you were okay with it. But unfortunately, you didn't get the chills. You didn't get the adventure that you were hoping for. Unfortunately, a lot of the times when I read into a series, I would rather have an open ending than an ending. But this one was a good one. It was simple, it was fun, it was an adventure. But that's about it. I don't really have much more to say. It was a good series, and I know I'm going to get a lot of comments about this. We have a lot of people that are obsessed with Locke Key. They, in fact, collect the keys. But I am just not seeing it. I was hoping for more, and unfortunately was a little disappointed. But do check it out. You know, give us your feedback. Let us know how you feel about Locke Key.
Alright, Elle, thank you so much for those awesome reviews of Harley Quinn and Locke Key. Now it's time for my read pile. And as always, my read pile is stacked. First things first, though, I want to talk about Banthology Volume 2. As we mentioned, there it is. Hey, everybody. King Bone Press put this out. They were good enough to send us a copy so that we can review it for them. It is very simply a anthology book, a bunch of creators, bunch of artists all working together, and it's all different creators and artists who have worked as both comic book artists, people in general, and more importantly, they've been in a band. And I am one of these people. I was a drummer for a band. I had one night I was a rock star. One night. So for me, these stories really hit home in a lot of them. You get, let me see here, I'll show you the set list, if you will. You get 8 You get 8 different books, all of which are about 2 to 3 pages, depending, most of which are all different artists and writers, and you get that for either $1 on Comixology, or you can actually contact Kingbone Press. As we mentioned, kingbonepress.com. You can contact them directly, and for $5 they'll send you the hard copy. For $5, this is a no-brainer. I know it sounds like I'm shilling for the people who sent us a free thing, but I'm going to be honest with you. There were a couple of clunkers in there. I didn't really care for a whole bunch of them. There's one featuring the Jammers. That's all I'm going to mention, and it is phenomenal. I talked to Kingbone, and they said that that is their current ongoing right now, and you could definitely tell. It is fantastic. For $1 though, I don't think you're going to find better value in comics right now. It was just that good. Very well done for an indie press. Now on to the big hitters. First things I need to review, Justice League United by Jeff Lemire. I'm never going to get his name right. I never have, and I never will. I wanted so badly to hate this book. I need less things on my read pile. I need less things on my buy list. However, when no one's looking, writers are at their best, and Lemire knocks it out the park. He takes these characters that no one's really paying attention to right now, like Animal Man, Green Arrow, Adam Strange, and he knows that no one's paying attention. So what does he do? He just writes a great little story. He wants you to see that these characters are more than just their costumes. They interact with other people. They interact with each other. They kind of hate each other. Mini micro spoiler. The interaction between Green Arrow and Animal Man is absolutely hilarious. So, as much as I hate to admit it, I added it to my sub list at my comic shop, and I'm going to be buying that series as well. So I'll be going broke soon. Because we have more to review. Lazarus. This is issue number 8. It is by Greg Rucka. And if you're not reading Lazarus, you really ought to be. It is a fantastically different story. I'm not going to get into the great detail of it. I'm just going to tell you that issue 8 continues with the sort of progressive origin story of the main character. Her name's Forever. They call her Eve. It's awesome. It's all about Forever. If you haven't read it, she is a person who, for some reason or another, simply cannot die. That doesn't mean she doesn't feel pain, or she doesn't get shot and get decapitated or things like that, but they can revive her. If you're interested, there's a show, you might have heard of it, called Torchwood, which recently had its 4th season show up on Netflix called Miracle Day. In Miracle Day, nobody could die, but people could go brain dead. Well, Eve doesn't go brain dead. She does die, though. My favorite part of the book so far, to give you a spoiler, because that's what I do. In issue 1, an old man is about to be shot by Eve, back of the head. And he says to her, "I hear that's the most painless way to go." And she looks at him dead in the eye and says, "I can tell you from experience, it's not." Definitely check out Lazarus. Next up on my read pile is Uber. Yes, I've gone into incredible detail about how much I love this book. I'm not going to go into super long detail because I wrote an article about it on our website, and you should read it there. I will say that issue 11 does wrap completely the first year arc. Kieran Gillen actually says at the end of the issue that this is it. This is what he was shooting for as far as the whole ball of wax for the first series. So essentially that's series 1, if you will. There's an awesome little note at the end, just a little page that you can read. He's very cool about including those things at the end of his book. Important last book to review, and it's a big one. Oh yes. Oh yeah! Duffman Adventures number 1. I'm gonna be honest with you. That book's incredible. You don't believe me, you don't want to believe me, I'm telling you it is. It was hilarious. They skewer the Green Lantern Corps in a way that Deadpool Corps wishes they could have done. This was honestly the best episode of The Simpsons in the last 4 years. Seriously, it was phenomenal. So, that's my read pile for the week. I don't have any passes this week. Everything was really good. I definitely recommend buying all of it. I can't believe I'm going to say this, but the MVP of the week is Duffman. It's so rare that you actually come across a book that is both hilarious and well done. Drawn well. It was great. So definitely pick up Duffman Adventures. You should be able to find it. It is a smaller print book, so you might not have a lot of luck, but if you can find it, you will be very happy. The bigger book of the week that you definitely need to check out is Justice League United. That is a heck of a 0 issue, and I look forward to the rest of it.
Well, that was the read pile for this week. I just want to thank you for joining us here in the, what are you calling it?
The Fortress of Nerditude. Come on, Elle, it's the Fortress of Nerditude.
All right.
We have some people we have to thank before I get to the big thing. First and foremost, Kingbone Press. Thank you so much for all the free attention you gave us and your book. Excellent, excellent stuff. I can't recommend it enough. Very, very good. We definitely need to thank some people on the Twitter sphere. Of course, Reasons I'm Broke podcast, once again, putting us over like we're the champs that we are. NXT, WWE, let me get this right. WWE NXT superstar Baron Corbin, who is a solid 9.5 feet tall. I ran into him once. The man might as well be a gorilla. He is enormous. We thank him for willingly putting us over. Thanks. Yeah. We also need to thank some other folks. Fred Van Lente, who apparently loves everything I say, and I love everything you write, big guy. King Conan was awesome. I also wanted to thank, let's see, Fred Van Lente. Of course, Penn Jillette, who, one of my personal heroes. If you don't know, I am married, and I always want to highlight my ring finger. I stole that very specifically from Penn, and he's a wonderful person for replying to me, so thank you. And then we really need to thank Jeff Lemire, whose last name I, of course, will never get right. You retweeted us, and once again, bumped us to the moon. Let's see. How do you get a hold of us? Elle mentioned this during her reviews. You want to comment, we want to hear it. You want to check us out on Facebook? Well, you should be able to. It's The Read Pile. You can tweet us at The Read Pile. It's all one word. Make sure you do that. You can check us out here on YouTube, OVS, and you can make a little comment, and we would like to reply to it. And we're interested in hearing what you have to. Are you interested in hearing?
I'm very interested.
Oh, okay. Elle specifically is interested in hearing what you have to say. So good on you for that. I guess there's really only one last thing to say. Snail. Hydra.
Buster wanted to say bye.